pulling up am I on the clock? I don't know. Oh, here we go.
We are alive. Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. This is una edición muy especial. I'm Jorge Martin, and we are coast to coast today, all over the place. We got the left, we get the left coast, we got the right coast, we got the middle, and it's happy hour out here, prime time out east. And but hey, you know what? We got since I got into this space, two of my favorite people that I met, and I am not kidding, two people who have become friends, people who have, given me love, given me attention, hype, but also great advice. So I'm going to introduce, coming from the Rumboyz, Robbie Johnson, mi amigo. ¿Cómo estamos, my brother?
Bro, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me again. It's like second home. I love being on you guys' show. I love being on your podcast. Shout out to the Familia Football crew. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. Dilly dilly. Let's make it do what it do.
Salud, salud, salud. And you know what? I gotta say, Robbie has been was not only an inspiration when we did when we were still audio only. He jumped on the podcast, and he was one of the people. He was definitely one of the people who was like, "You got to get on YouTube. You got to get on YouTube." So here we are with the Rumboyz, and so someone who I've had the very big pleasure of sharing a screen with, one of my absolute favorite voices. But this isn't just a pretty voice, pretty face. This guy has substance in so many different ways. It's just one more person on the screen, my man. Mi hermano. Herms, ¿cómo estamos, baby? ¿Cómo estamos?
I'm bald again. I got my hair cut. Yeah, we did it. Yeah. All right. It's gringo time. Let's do this. Yeah. All right.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful times, mis hermanos. This is a great time. This is an incredible time for fantasy football. It's kind of like for so many people, it's the rebirth. I mean, obviously us, we kept it going round the clock, round the calendar. After the Super Bowl, we didn't stop. We just kept going. But the Scott Fish Bowl, one of the absolute most awesome events that there is. I mean, I knew about this last year. I wasn't able to get in, but this year had the great luck of getting in. Robbie's had a few times where he's been in. Herms, this is your first time too, right? Yeah. So we thought, you know what, we're 2 days into what's going to be a little bit of a marathon draft, but the excitement, the fun times, the trash talk, the strategy, the oh my God, I've got these guys on. Who do I take? All of these people who, so many things. So I thought, you know what? Let me get some people on some of my friends on board, see what we can talk about, see the things that are going, things that we've seen, things that have been happening. And and everybody's in a real cool division. I'm in the U2 division. Robbie, you are
Tupac, West Side.
Orale.
Hit him up.
And Herms, you've got a really cool division yourself. And I tell us that division.
Yes, so I am in the division for the rapid eye movements, also known as REM. Actually, no one calls them rapid eye movement. Yeah. Anyway, I'm in the REM division, and it's super cool because bass player Mike Mills of REM is in my division, and I also
Pat Fitzmaurice.
There, yes, yeah, stealing my segue. No, but dude, like Pat Fitzmaurice, like that dude. And also, he had someone really cool on his podcast recently.
I wouldn't know who that would be.
Yeah, there you go. Definitely download it. I'm saving that for my late night Madden time. I'm very, very excited about that. But no, I mean, like, it's a really competitive division, and like I've noticed, just, like one thing that is really cool but also incredibly frustrating is that it is essentially just a snipe fest back and forth, because after every pick, whoever ends up picking next, or 2 picks later, it's just like no, like every time. It's literally every single time, and it's like, oh my God, we're all picking each other's guys, and it's just like, man.
bro. That's why
wild.
it was so important. And you know when I was listening in on the SFB Podathon, how Scott had mentioned, you know, how important it was that we all did actually, you know, fill out that form where it was like, no, pick your division, pick your draft spots, because what he does, he has like this randomizer, and like if you have a unique choice, it makes it easier on him. So where he's not having to do all the picking, it's actually more work for him having to do the picking. So that's why it's also important to kind of not necessarily, you know, I always tell people be water, you know, have a draft strategy, but always be willing to jump from that if need to. Boats fails. Oh my, you know, I'm hermoso, bro. You know, I am muy caliente. All right, play with me, Bo. But no, you know, shout out to Big Time Flavor Code. Make sure you guys get some, and also check out Bo's new article on Rumboyz.com, The Lore of Kyle Pitts. Graphics and editing done by Rumboyz Robbie, the youngest editor in the game. But yeah,
Bo McBig Time, el muy guapo, el más guapo.
exactly, Bo. But no,
and also shout out to T King Mo, Troy King, our hermano.
Yeah, he just had a birthday. We got Mona Duplin in the chat. Scott, what's up? Toy, I think that's Toy.
Two stylists.
Is it two
stylists?
Two stylists. Oh, that is what that. Wait, that was. I was not going to decipher that. But no, that's why it was so important. You know, to where you had to know what you were doing. Me going into the pocket division at the 104, I knew that I wanted to secure Derrick Henry. What I didn't expect was that my QB1 was also going to be Ryan Tannehill, who has pretty much been QB2 in fantasy football, pretty much all formats across the damn board since he has taken over as the starting quarterback for the only 10 that I see Titans. So I ended up with 2 Titans. I feel that my team will also, I have Kirk Cousins as my QB2, and then I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's on a good offense. I'm liking the upside of, you know, thinking that, okay, you're gonna fall into the end zone. Like you just fall into the end zone, please. Hopefully he worked on that during the off season. So I got him as my RB2. Right now we are heading into the 5th round. I got a bunch of guys that are overseas, so you know, a little bit slower draft for us, but it's all good. And heading into the 5th, this is probably where I'm about to start, you know, maybe scooping up some wide receivers. 6th round, I may, you know, go ahead and maybe I'll go receiver, or maybe I'll go receiver and tight end. Depends if I'm able to stack with either one of my QBs.
And that's the really interesting part. I mean, you look at this one, and I couldn't believe that through 2 rounds there was only 1 receiver gone in my draft. It was just like I mean, we had one of the big trends that I saw was just that was shocking was how quarterbacks went so quickly. I mean, we had 10 out of 12 going in our first round. I mean, it was like, I mean, Aaron Rodgers went, who I wasn't expecting to go. Tom Brady went at the end of the first round. It was just bam, bam. Herms, how about where were you at on that?
Oh, geez, it's been really fascinating. There have been, like, you know, some like little runs here and there, but the big overarching trend, at least in my draft, is like quarterback was one of those things where, like, you know, kind of like you described, like you gotta bite early and often if you really want to, you know, make sure that you end up with decent quarterbacks on your team. Because I mean, it got to a point where at the end of like the 4th round, I was staring down Derek Carr and then a significant teardrop, and I was like, "Oh, but this is too soon. This is too soon for Carr." But you know, but I looked at, you know, everybody was, you know, taking quarter because I don't know, like Trevor Lawrence had already been gone by that point. And I was like, "Oh gosh, oh no." So I mean, yeah, I had to deviate from, you know. Well, I mean, we had talked about it a little bit on the Lateral podcast.
Yes.
But you know, I had intentions of targeting, you know, somebody like a Derek Carr, but I had it in my mind that I had at least until like maybe the 6th round or something. Nope, that turned out not to be the case. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we just decided it's wide receiver time. So I was like, oh God, what do I do? So, you know, I was hoping that I could, you know, punt on that, you know, stockpile a whole bunch in a row later, just boom, 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 boom. Nope. So I felt pressure once again because peer pressure is real, and it just, you know, like, and I'm especially mad because like the pick before me, like I'm having a hard time putting together like. I want to do the stack thing. I really do, because like
you got
I
to.
enjoy.
You got to figure it out, bro. You got to, man.
Yeah, and like I missed on getting Waller with my second pick because he was taken right before me. So my whole Carr Waller thing that I talked about forever, that didn't work out. And that, but I was close, very close to getting the Lamar Jackson Mark Andrews stack until Calvin of the Second and Goal podcast, shout out, decided to take him right in front of me. And as soon as that happened, I mean, I hit up the group chat and I was just like, well, back to the drawing board. And he was like, I knew that was going to happen. I knew you were going to be mad. It's like, but oh God, it's a test of my patience, of my knowledge, just like
of everything.
Yeah, I gotta stick to my guns. I mean, I'm coming up here again, so I might be able to pick by the time this is over, potentially. And like
I would get lucky if that happened.
Yeah, because I mean it's right now, shout out Kevin Tompkins, then homeboy Scott, and then it comes back to me. But like, man,
had I known I was gonna be on a show tonight, well, now like 2 shows tonight, I would have waited and picked in the 4th, but I wanted to keep this thing moving, man. So I ended up going Kirk at 404, and then
really,
Carr went 406. And in between that, Justin Fields went over Carr, and Jesse Morris of all guys, fantasy doctors took him. I thought that was very interesting. For Jesse of all guys to do that, but I mean we'll see how that works out. I felt that was a little bit early on Fields. I feel like he could have waited on the rookie.
Man, now Fant and Gesicki and Tyler Higbee are gone. This is deteriorating in front of my eyes.
What round are you in, bro?
I'm in round 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is all happening so quickly.
Yeah, we're in 5. We're still in 5 on ours. I've gone through 5 rounds of picks because I picked at the 10. So I ended up I did get I'm very happy. Herms, I know you didn't get you did, wait a second, you did get Waller though, right? No, Waller got picked just before you, right?
He got picked before me.
Right.
Mark Andrews got picked before me. They all got picked before me. I don't know what to do.
Well, for you, my brother, I picked him in your honor. I got him at the 203 after getting Justin Herbert in the first round. I ended up going, kind of an interesting AFC West start to my my draft, because at the 303 I went Clyde Edwards, Hilaire. That was the question that was tough for me. Well, first Waller, I had the question of, it was coming up right pick before me. I was staring at Derrick Henry or Waller. And I was sitting there. I was like, I had Robbie in my ear saying, take Derrick Henry. He's going to win you your championship.
And you got to do it, bro. You got to do it. I'm really honestly honored as part of the Derrick Henry Truther Club. The amount of people that have messaged me and DM'd me, and when I go on shows are like, you know what, man, I heard your voice in my head and I went Derrick Henry in the SFB. I'm like, wow. Like, I'm influencing people out here. Like, this is great. And I'm influencing you guys in the right way. We're going to win championships together. I would like to welcome you all to the King Henry Fraternity Club.
I want to see, at some point, I want to see you do a TikTok where we're doing the crown. You know that GIF where he's walking around, he's got the crown on. I want to see you do that, Robbie.
I think I can recreate that. I think I can recreate that when you get King Henry and do the Conor McGregor walk with it.
Yes. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah, SOC. And that was the thing. Well, Henry did get taken right before me, so I grabbed Waller. I thought, you know what? I kept telling myself, you know what? Yeah, get the tight end early. Early. I kept telling myself that was one of my greatest lessons, my great teams, because I wasn't going to get Travis Kelce. I think he went 2 in our draft. Ooh. So grabbed Waller and Herbert. But yeah, the Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that was the big quandary for me. I had him at 303. I really like him this year. I think he has top 5 potential because I kept looking at Brian Westbrook. Yeah, and Westbrook, it took him a season to really figure it out with in the Andy Reid offense. And then all of a sudden it was just like,
Magic.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I think it was year 3 he was phenomenal, but seriously, in the second year he really started to get it. And I thought, you know what, I do like Cam. I grabbed him over Cam Akers and Austin Eckler and Mixon. So I was just like, I was hoping one of them would fall to me, but neither of them did. They snuck. I did get one of the things that I did at that point was when it came around 4th round, I was staring at Keenan Allen. And I was just like, I got to grab him to pair up and stack him up with Justin Herbert.
That's a stack that you gotta put together. Like that's just one of those things that it has to be a thing. I'm hoping that can happen. For me heading into the 5th, really quick. When you said Travis Kelce, I checked to see where Travis Kelce went in the POC division. And he went 105. It went Mahomes, Allen, McCaffrey, Henry to me, and then Kelce. So, hey, once again, I'm not afraid to go get my guys. I was like, I'm not going to go tight end early. Like, that's not my style. Like, if I did that, this division chat would have roasted me. Like, for real. Like 4 years on air, and this is what you do? Like, be water, huh? Be water.
In the first round.
In the first round, just completely deviate. But what I'm hoping that can happen heading into the 5th, because I have my 2 QBs, my first 2 QBs, I'll go and get one more probably later, probably Davis Mills or someone like really just dumb late, that'll probably like end up starting later in the season or something.
Get Taylor Heineke, it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Because Fitzpatrick always gets benched or something. So, but no, I'm hoping heading into this 5th, I don't want to have too many Tennessee Titans. So I'm hoping that, going back to the whole being water thing, that someone else takes AJ Brown and then that allows Justin Jefferson to fall to me. If not, then I'd probably end up with 3 Titans. And that's where I've honestly shot myself in the foot probably at this point. If that happens.
Well, it's beautiful in those games when they play the Jaguars or the Texans, but who knows on the other ones. Sorry,
exactly.
I cut you off.
Wins right there.
Exactly. I mean, but I'm also confident enough with what I do or everywhere else. If that does happen, if I do end up with a triple stack, I don't like playing triple stacks. If I end up with a triple stack, then I'm just gonna have to ball out all season long. And when I think they have a week 11 bye. When week 11 comes, I'm just going to have to sit back and take whatever happens. That'll probably when I throw a kicker into flex.
Oh, yes.
Joey Sly.
Your boy. That's right. That's right. Your man.
Or either young Wei Koo, my old tripping, but my young Koo, either one way or another, it's going to happen though.
And shout out, I forget who it was who I think he raised $1,000 in the span of 10 picks where I think his name's Joshua Hudson.
Yeah.
Who raised money to take Young Koo in the first round. So $1,000 right there. How awesome was that?
Yo, raise $1,000 for my charity. Yeah, I'm taking. I'll do whatever y'all want me to do. Like that's a big donation. I literally tried to do the same thing. I was like, for every new user that downloads the Sports Me app, I'm gonna donate $1. Man, I donated a total of $30 yesterday, and literally I only like I did for that one contest. I got 4 new users. Like y'all need to go download that damn app.
Sports
Stop
Me.
playing with me.
Sports you.
Sports me. Like they had like matched it double and like it was fine. So like I was like, cool. Like we did a little bit more. Like we fucked it up a little bit. But yeah.
Well, once they get going, they're going to figure out that you're a great follow on there. I mean, and I've had so much fun on the Sports Me app with you guys. So it's all especially with all the San Diego, LA stuff going on. But that's awesome. Now. We talked one of you guys brought up Justin Fields earlier, and that was, taking him I've heard 6th round for him. I've heard 7th round for him. I think people are taking him. Without the thought that the Red Rifle could be starting on opening night, and they might not have.
Well, what ticks me off about this scenario and the person that took Justin Fields is that's his QB1. And that ends up being his QB1 because he goes He ends up going Kelsey. Then let's see here. After Kelsey, I'm trying to see. Hang on, I'll just click. I'm actually just going to click the team, and I'm gonna read the team. It's like it kind of starts out great, and then it's like whoa. He goes Kelsey first, then Aaron Jones, then Devontae Adams, and then Justin Fields.
But I like it. I guess go for it. Because
I do not like that.
But here's the thing, though, because what is it like? Their first game is like prime time against the Rams.
Yes.
Right. Like that's a pretty good way to get Andy Dalton benched.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like throw him out there for that game. Watch it just go so horribly that they're just like, nope. They're on the rookie. We're doing this. We're doing it now. Go. Like,
see, I don't think that'll happen. Like, I wholeheartedly believe Nagy's on his way out. Throwing the rookie out there is like he's gonna have to see what the vet can do. Like he's got to see what the vet can do. Part of me feels like Fields could even start week 1. Like, I don't know. I don't in a Scott Fishbowl format. I don't like having a rookie as my QB1. QB2. I could play with.
Sure, yeah.
QB1 is that here's where the risk comes in with the gamble like that. You haven't seen what he has done at NFL speed yet. And that's why it's a 100% gamble. But I understand, having to take that when you go tight end right out the gate, and then you try and fix it by, okay, let me go skill positions other places, you're gonna take on risk somewhere else. And it's going to happen. This format is built for you to get a QB early. Like, if you guys out there did not get a QB early, I pray for you,
Good luck.
Herms, you saw it in the office chat, in the Rumboyz chat, our homie Miles, that was his strategy. He was like, I just loaded up skill positions everywhere. And he has nothing but big names. But that quarterback, it's like, so if we were playing in real life, who's going to get them the ball? This is probably where you draft Fitz. This is probably where he's going to end up with Fitz or something like that.
Where exactly Fitz, Cam Newton, Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz.
Fun.
I mean, I don't mind taking a chance with them as my second, definitely third quarterback.
Totally, yeah.
But I'm not feeling that. And especially in this format, which is so skewed to the quarterback. It's amazing how much.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Take it from me last year. I've told the story plenty of times. Last year I was drafting, and when the QB run started to happen was when I had ended up like spilling beer on my phone, and I was in the middle of a move, so my computer was packed up. So there was no jumping on a backup. Like I wasn't gonna be able to get onto a backup for like it wasn't like until like the next day. And then finally, when I messaged Scott, he was like, "Hey, I noticed that you didn't pick, and that's not like you weren't able to pick. We need to figure out your quarterback situation." And I ended up with Dwayne Haskins, Andy Dalton, and the luck of Tyrod Taylor getting stabbed in the lung that automatically threw Justin Herbert out there. So Herbert ended up being my QB1 all year long. And then I was switching between, when Dak went down, and I was like, okay, like now we can throw out Andy Dalton. And then like it was Ben DiNucci for a little while, so I had to throw him in there. And like when Haskins was gone, I was like, all right, now we're dropping him. Like, I've played the QB waiver wire game in this format, guys. You don't want to do it in this tournament. I'm sorry if you're going to be doing it. It's going to be a long season for you.
Yeah, this is not where JJ Saccarison, does the late round QB. No, if you're talking late round QB,
and I love you, JJ.
Yes, JJ, love the pod, just love the work. I'm grabbing my guy early. I did go Herbert early. I am waiting in the 6 to 7. I'm going to the 6 to 7 range to get my second guy. Because I wanted to get the Keenan Allen stack, and I wanted to assure myself a second running back. I was kind of like nearing that tier break where it was like I have confidence in David Montgomery. A lot of people in the fantasy industry don't have a lot of confidence in him this year. I do. I do think Tariq Cohen may be a problem, but I still think coming off the ACL, I don't know if he's going to be ready right off the bat. And Monty really balled out at the end. I know the defenses weren't the greatest, but you still got to do it. You still got to do it.
Oh, I know for a fact that because I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire as RB2, that there's potential disappointment there, but there is also potential upside. I grabbed him at 309. I know that I need to find a diamond in the rough. Like, I'm praying that Mike Davis just keeps falling, and then like I could grab him like 7th, 8th round.
We have an on-air pick. Oh gosh.
Oh, do it. What's the
that's what you were doing.
What's the quandary?
So, man, it has been wild since I've picked. Because oh gosh.
You want a drum roll? You want a drum roll?
Yes.
Oh, God. Well, I haven't figured it out. That's going to be a very long drum roll. No, but like, so I went Terry McLaurin at 504 because, like, I think just like based off the scoring format and all that, I mean, he was my highest ranked receiver left on the board at that point, and I picked him above Allen Robinson. So ask me anything.
Wow.
But like, I feel good about it. But then, like, after that,
I've been seeing that lately.
yeah, because like Chris Carson, Allen Robinson, Montgomery, CeeDee Lamb, just like all these dudes off the board, and then those names that I mentioned earlier, like the tight ends, they're flying everywhere. Oh god,
Oh my god.
So it's like, yeah, dude. I mean,
mío.
like it's like Fant, Gesicki, Higbee, Dallas Goedert went the pick before me. I mean, I genuinely have no idea what I'm going to do. Like, this is just I
you may have to. Man, do you need a tight end?
I mean, at some point in theory, but I mean, I'm gonna kick it and just like
that's what I'm probably gonna like punt tight end. I'm like, it's either I'm gonna punt receiver heavy or I'm gonna punt tight end. So either I'm about to go receiver or I'm gonna go receiver and then get my tight end. It's one of the two.
Yeah, like we're basically in the range of like lower end RB2s, high end RB3s, and then like there's still really good receivers left, but some of the names that pop out are like, I don't know, Thielen, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson.
Oh yeah, that's all that.
We're at this point. So
yeah.
God
damn.
I mean, DJ Moore. Yeah, DJ Moore and Deontay Johnson, they could both be 90 to 100 receptions this year.
That's true. Oh.
Okay, so go ahead.
No, and there's three tight ends who can do that, who can do that many receptions.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because I mean, like, unfortunately, the 3 tight ends I really wanted are already gone. But I mean, God, I don't know. You two talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna figure this out.
Drop the mic with 3 running backs in the first 5 rounds. Robbie, what do you think of that?
I love it. Way to play like a dog, bro. Just way to get out there.
That's
start tearing them up. I love that.
How many flex spots is it? Like, I mean, you could just like stack your whole lineup with running backs.
Back. Oh, no, it's not. Henry, Chubb, and Carson. Love it. Let's see. Sumo Wrestler said took Mahomes 102, 2 is 602, Fitz 802.
Wow.
I like that setup, bro. And because you going Mahomes, it allowed you that ability to where you could go with those lesser tier guys, and those guys are still going to be able to produce for you. I'm sure you're probably loaded at skill position, Sumo, in such a way to where it all complements Mahomes. If you were to probably put your team on a real field, it could translate. I like what you did there with your 3 QBs. I really, really like it. What I was curious about you guys, I know Herms is he's making a pick right now, so he won't be able to check.
I'm going bold. I'm going bold.
Where did Saquon go for you guys? I've been curious about that.
That's actually a good question. I'm looking at him right now. I think he went early in the 2nd round. So we had 1 running back go in the 1st round, and that was McCaffrey.
Damn.
Yeah, we had McCaffrey, Kelsey, and 10 quarterbacks go in the 1st round, and we had Brady, Rodgers, and Tannehill all 1st round. Then we had Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Kamara, and Saquon went at the 207 in ours. So after Jonathan Taylor.
He went at the 107 in mine.
Wow.
And I think that and honestly, which goes into my next question, like, what do you guys? What's the biggest reach that you guys saw in your draft? So I think that was a big reach for this type of format. If we were playing traditional fantasy football, under different scoring formats, normal circumstances, I'd be okay with that. In this format, I think that's a reach. What was one that you guys have seen in yours?
Well, I saw Joe Burrow go at the 211. I felt like that was that was quite the reach. I mean, I was really impressed with how people went. I mean, I know so many people were like worried about Aaron Rodgers, but he still went at the 108 in ours. And you know what? I'm sure that person in our chat said took Aaron Rodgers with the idea that he's going to be there, and I think it was she's expecting him to be ball out and have another great season. But yeah, to me, getting Joe Burrow at the 211 and he went in front of Devontae Adams before Nick Chubb, before Jalen Hurts. Who would either of you guys taken Joe Burrow before Jalen Hurts?
Probably not.
If he was fully healthy, absolutely.
Yeah.
But coming off of that,
the
pretty
injury,
gross injury, it'll probably be, at least the first few weeks of the season before, because I can't remember where it was that we were having this discussion, but I remember just bringing up the idea that because throwing the ball, you really have to be
be able to plant off that leg,
until you get that trust back psychologically. Because physically is one thing, but psychologically is a whole another ballgame. So, but yeah. Also, for the record, I panicked and I took Amari Cooper.
You went pooper scooper.
Yes, I did. So,
sacks and interceptions will hurt him in SFB. Barkley went 201 in the M&M. Okay, nice. Drop the mic. So
he went 201 in mine as well.
Okay. So that's what I was more so expecting. So yeah, that was a reach. And I'm happy that reach happened in my draft, because it's allowed other value to drop. As far as Burrow, he went 3. Hold on. I think 3 something. Oh, whoa! Scrolling up way too fast. He went 312. He went 312.
He went 303 in mine right before me. That would have been a really nice pick for my team. Oh god.
So see what I was doing around that range. I was thinking about okay, this is where I grabbed my second QB. I went running back, quarterback, went running back. Let's just keep the pattern going, right?
Yeah.
And then of course I go Kirk Cousins. I literally was yelling, I shouldn't probably because right when I was about to say Alexa's probably about to turn on, but I was like, Alexa, give me this players stat line, so I was like between Burrow, Cousins, and Carr, and I'm happy that I went Cousins. A little bit higher passer rating than Carr, and his passer rating last year was a little bit better than Carr's. I mean, of course,
is actually playing. Oh, geez,
and more touchdowns too.
Touchdowns.
I think he was up at 35 touchdowns, and I think Carr was in the high 20s.
Exactly. So I'm happy with where I went. I avoided the injury. Someone took the stress off of me picking Joe Burrow, by them going Joe Burrow and then Kyle Pitts right after. So I was like, cool. I don't need to worry about that. I don't worry about oh man, you took my pick, because I'm always having plan A, B, C, D already lined up if in case that happens.
And you mentioned Kyle Pitts. I think he's been one of the most talked about players as to where he could go, and I think there's been just a wide range. Where did he go in your guys' drafts?
401.
Oh wow, there's a pretty big difference.
302.
Yeah, 302.
Wide range of possibilities.
Yeah, I've seen. I saw a couple people tweet. There were people taking him at toward the beginning of the second, because if you're sold on it happening, and just the year one, then because we've never really seen this type of enthusiasm for a tight end, at least not since Vernon Davis, really. So it's been a while, because it's been a long time since that happened, because Vernon Davis was a thing. I was, I don't know, 10. So it's it's been a little bit, but it's all there for him for sure. But also, I'm still kind of mad that was another stack that I couldn't pull off because it was so close to. Most of this show is just going to be, me saying like, all of these players go like right before I want to take them, because I know like you had just gotten finished saying, Robbie, it's like, oh, you got to have these plans. It's like, well, I had plans. I always have plans, and then they get ruined right in front of my eyes.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
And I don't feel fun. I don't feel fun. I know I should per the lyrics, but I don't. And it's just like, oh God. No, speaking of reaches, I took Najee Harris at 204, and I don't care what
that was the next guy. How did you feel about that one?
So I operate with a general philosophy of I like to call it the reach and fall. It's just like, because inevitably, like, I'll get to a point where I'm just like, I don't really like what's going on. I'm going to take the guy that I just really want and just like reach up there, pick whatever I want from the tree, and inevitably something's going to fall down. So whatever ends up falling to me after that, it'll be fine. So by, virtue of me doing that, like, sure, did I reach? I guess. But what happened was Austin Eckler fell back to me on the, yeah, shout out Eminem. But yeah, Austin Eckler fell back to me at 304. So, if you had switched those, names, I don't think anybody would have been making fun of me at all. So, at the end of the day, I'm still the winner, baby.
Exactly. I mean, as long as you are able to walk away from your picks, with a feeling of, all right, like this is good, this is going well, a feeling of a vote of confidence, if you will. That's really all that matters. Me, whenever I make a pick, I am trying to make sure that, one, I'm making it, within a timely manner, but two, I'm also thinking my way through the process, and I'm making sure that, okay, like when this is all said and done, when I click this button, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be confident in this? Is this going to be somebody, that I'm willing to go out there and put on the field? Sometimes that doesn't always work. Sometimes I do get disappointed, but sometimes, hey, all's well and is well and is okay.
Do we want to look down and rate this draft so far for Roger?
Sure.
So Raj is, I think this one's, I like this draft already. I like this draft.
Good team.
Are you worried about who his quarterback's going to be in either 6 or 7?
Let's see. Kyler, Kittle, Najee, Hawk, Scary Terry. No.
Tight end premium is who? Tight end premium with those two guys.
Exactly. Yeah, Kyler, Kittle. Like, my gosh, that and Hawk. Like, yeah, I think that he could probably you got F1 McLaurin as your wide receiver 1. What I would do, Raj, is I would go ahead probably next round. I'd maybe grab another QB. Oh wait, you need another running back.
He can find value for that.
He could probably, yeah. I think he could maybe find value for that later. Maybe grab another. I would probably go another quarterback, and then I'd go running back, and then I'd go receiver. Thinking going to a next round, that could be a thing.
He's conducive to the format, assuming he's fully healthy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that Heisman winner and a Heisman runner-up?
Yeah.
This is top 2.
That is true. That is
true. That's spicy. That's spicy. One of the things you mentioned going to get your guy, and that's one of the things that I think we've heard most of all. But I think there's so much the idea of being different, because you need to be different to make a name, to do well. Najee is the kind of guy that does that for you. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think if he blows up, if he has a season anywhere close to like Kareem Hunt in 2017, where 1,300 yards and like 55 receptions and another I think it was like another 600-700 yards and like 15 touchdowns, you have that kind of that's way worthy of a second round pick. That's phenomenal. That's going to get you far, and especially pairing him with Lamar Jackson, a little AFC North action. That's beautiful, baby.
Oh yeah,
that's beautiful.
I think that Najee could potentially blow up. I'm super happy about Najee. I mean, Herms knows it. Herms knows.
Oh yeah, no, and I've been on my Najee rant many times, many times. People know how I feel. People know how I feel, and
We do.
it was definitely the cool part about how things have gone for me so far is just like I really have been able to get my guys because using my own rankings or whatever, like I got my number one quarterback for the season, and I got my number 4 and my number 5 running backs in Eckler and Najee Harris. With those are my first 3 picks. I'm good. I'm happy, and because I, at the end of the day, if we're all being realistic, the odds of any of us winning the entire thing, it's not,
It's lottery time.
It's
at this point, it's just this is for fun.
I mean, the format does allow you to get your guys. This format supports that, because let's also remember we're playing against the casual fan. We're playing against other analysts like ourselves, writers, graphic designers, other industry personnel, and then you complement that also with a couple of celebrities here and there. Like you have to go and get your guys. You have to and I'm not gonna pull like the experience card here, but I kind of am. I'm happy with this year with how it turned out with all the twists and turns. The third round first, like all the chaos, because it keeps you on your toes, and it's like you have to kind of build your team off of like what do I already envision heading in will be the perfect roster on paper look like.
So you mentioned the third round reversal, Robbie. And you're picking toward the front. So you had a little bit longer wait when it came to the third round. I can be a very impatient person when it comes to drafting. How did you kind of handle that break?
I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew that I was going to have to wait. But I also knew that this was going to enable me to wait on receivers. Receivers a position, they're about 36 serviceable running backs, that you can draft for fantasy football purposes. At receiver, we're talking about 106 guys, that you could draft and you could be serviceable, on any given Sunday. That's vastly different. So this allowed me to go QB, go running back. I can wait on receiver, go and get me some value here heading into the fifth, and then keep it pushing.
And Herms, you and I are picking it toward the end. You were at number 9. I'm number 10. How did you? I really liked the third round reversal. How did you feel about it?
I felt great about it just because, I don't know. I picked the spot that I did on purpose just because, kind of like we had discussed, at various times, just, as we've all just, because, we've been having conversations about this forever now. I knew that, inevitably value was going to fall in the first round. That's just how things go. And then after that, I just really wanted those 2 picks that I could get, ASAP. So, and I kind of figured, my plan all along was hopefully to just go quarterback and then just go running back with those 2 picks. And I knew that with the third round reversal, it was okay, I'm going to be able to, get 2 running backs that are going to be toward, the topper end of, the tiers that I put out. So yeah, I mean, it went perfectly. I'm so happy. And also to your point about, being impatient, it's just, I felt the same way. I was I swear, if it reverses and I have to wait too long, I'm going to feel bad. And I didn't want to do it. So I was just I'm going to position myself to make sure that I am in on that action right away. And just the thrill of that taking place. Cause it's oh guys, look out. It's almost time for the reversal. And it didn't disappoint. It did not disappoint. That was a very, very fun turn of events. That was cool.
Like I said, I feel like the third round reversal enabled certain folks with certain draft strategies. I think that it's going to create great balance. There's great unbalance within the force. Sorry, that was
love it.
I'm such a nerd. But no, I think that it creates balance throughout leagues. Throughout different divisions, as long as you know what you're doing, and the guys around you know what they're doing. I say that we all know what the fuck we're doing. You only know what you're doing, in your mind.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't...
Exactly.
We saw that on air.
This is straight up the Matrix, bro.
So I'm curious, Herms, have you gotten sniped by Mike Mills yet?
I mean, we pick far enough apart to the point where I'm not within sniping distance, but I will say through him sniping others, like, I don't know, I've been hit with the bullet in a ricochet fashion, if we're just gonna stick with the metaphor, because like some of his picks have really like caused certain things. Like, oh my god, and he got it, because I have it pulled up. I think what really, sent us down this spiral, him pulling out the Jenga piece of TJ Hawkinson at 401.
I love that analogy. Oh,
like that.
Ooh.
Because I mean, once it got
once one domino falls, it
exactly
falls.
Yeah, because like he really applied the pressure by removing that piece from the equation, and after that, because like this is like the fourth time I've referenced it, but just like there's already just been like this insane run on tight ends, and the whole thing was facilitated by him. And kudos to him. It was a great, because the turn that he had, because he was the first pick. So, I mean, he ended up, speaking of the third round reversal, he had to be patient, but he came back at 312 401 with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and TJ Hawkinson. And it's just like, dude, oh my gosh. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So he may not have sniped me personally because he's a little too far away, but trust me, I mean, I feel the effects of his picks for sure. Like,
do you think that like so really quick, is he the one that's starting the runs? Because like I know I'll purposely start a run to make other people tilt so that I could get what I want later.
Yeah, I mean he's a tone setter for sure. I mean it's because even just looking back at some of these, like, yeah, because like his first two picks were like, yeah, because he had started off CMC, but then like where he ended up taking Tom Brady, I think, was like another thing that kind of facilitated a little bit of something. So I mean, like, yeah,
bro, look at his roster.
Shout out Mike Mills.
Look at his roster, bro, and flip the script on him. Whatever he's needing, that's when now you start taking. Flip the script on him, and so now that he has to now panic. Like, that's what I would do. I'd play a little draft defense.
And that's why I ultimately ended up sticking to my guns, and I'm continuing to just like I went back-to-back receiver. I mean, there's a decent chance I might do that with my 7th round pick, just to like really keep that going and to apply that pressure, because it's like, okay, you guys robbed me of my tight end experience that I was hoping for, but like if I hold strong and just keep doing this wide receiver thing, I mean, like, dude, looking at the names that are still available for me, I mean, like it's pretty good, honestly.
Oh, it's amazing how much people have waited on receivers. Just utterly incredible.
I love it. Tyreek Hill was the first one off the board in the POC division, and I think that he may have went like late second, possibly. He went 304. My bad. He went 304. We did so. Yeah, first 2 rounds we didn't even have a receiver off the board.
I could come back and get DJ Moore. I could come back and get Deontay Johnson. I could, Ayuk's still available. Like that, I got options. I have options. Whew, man, dude, I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do.
Bro, I want this dude to pick. Like, I'm really hoping that one of these 2 receivers fall to me. Like I just want to complete one of the 2 stacks. If I can complete one of the 2 stacks at 509, then I'm just like, oh, bet now we can snatch up our tight end. If they keep letting Andrews fall, oh god, I'm gonna have a fantasy football wet dream. I'm gonna have a fantasy football gasm. It's gonna happen. Like
plus you'll steal it from the Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good move, right? It's too soon.
And with the way that these guys are playing, like that's why it's awesome, like being in a chat with everyone. Because like as I feel everyone out, like no one's really saying what they're gonna do or like what they're doing, And and like one of our Rumboyz writers, Anthony, Mr. Toonies, he's in the pocket division with me. So like he's the only person that knows what I'm doing and what I will do. But he only gets one pick in between to be able to try and play defense. And it was like, it's not even worth it. Like it's not even worth it. Like he ended up going. I think because I went Henry, and he knew that if I wasn't going to go Henry, that I was going to go Kyler. He was like, oh, well, I guess I'll take Kyler. Like, it was just, bro, you got to play your game, and this is why it's fun. I love this game. I love fantasy football. Fantasy football is my religion.
Man.
Freaking Ruxin.
So one of the things, the great part about the Scott Fish Bowl is the charity aspect, and the two of you brought that Rumboyz After Dark is one of my favorite things. I thank you as always for all the invites and the times I've had some great times on there with both of you. You guys brought the heat last night at midnight Eastern, and how cool was that to be on there at that time?
Herms, you want to start off? Because you was killing it.
You were on fire. You were en fuego, mi hermano.
Oh, gracias. I mean, like that was just, oh my god.
Should we start with the backstory, Herm? Should we start with the backstory of how it happened?
I think that would be good.
Yeah. So,
actually, yeah, this is your story to tell.
well, like, I was just gonna say, like, I had just hit him up. Like, I was booked. I was watching the podathon throughout the day, and I was seeing some analysts go solo dolo, and then I was seeing some analysts bring their crews on. And then I was like, you know what? Like, let me bring one of the homies with me. Like everything that Rumboyz isn't about me. Like it's about all of us. Like as like a family together. I was like,
it's about you and me.
I was like, let me bring one of the family members on. So like I hit him up like 2-3 hours before, and I was like, you trying to hop on the podathon with me? You're like, sure, like, and then boom, and then now you go, yeah,
no, and because I mean, I definitely was not expecting that, but then like, I don't know, I had seen it at other points in the day, and like, obviously, I mean, like, the whole thing was cool, it was a great time, but there was just a certain, it lacked a little rum to it, so I kind of felt like because you hit me up and I was like, well. I mean, given the time slot, I mean, we're gonna have to come with that energy that we come with on like, and I felt like we kept it, pretty on brand for the most part, because you got me going up and down with my voice and yelling and get really, really close to the camera and doing all the strange things that I do. So I mean, like that was right off, knocked it out. So like that was cool. And then like, oh man, we got the comments pumping and everything, man. Dude, like,
the comments. We got the comments.
There were some people being like, "Oh, give them another half hour." It's like, please do. But like,
we had all gas, no brakes, baby.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, I got nothing to do. Sleep? What's sleep? I don't sleep. So just but I mean, dude, it was just like so awesome. Just to be asked secondhand to be on. Just like. It's a really cool thing. It's a super cool thing. And like, I'm really glad that it was, another success this year and that money was raised. And if I heard not long after we hopped off that a couple of my songs got played that I made for the podathon. So I don't know. That was cool. I'm glad.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
I'm hoping that it was because I think I had like just fallen asleep at the time that people started like hitting me up about it or something. Actually, no, you and I were still on the phone.
Yeah, we were still on the phone. Yeah.
And like I hope it was the barbershop quartet one that I did, because I recorded an entire barber shop quartet in 4 parts just using my own voice. Like it was pretty cool. But
send it to me. We're playing it Friday night. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yes.
Hey Robbie, I know you got an out. Because you're going to be on another show in a second.
At 7:55 my time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's 6:55 here in Colorado.
Oh, okay. Time zones. We're talking about time zones. So I'm curious a little bit. From where you guys stand right now. Well, first off, Robbie, I want to ask you. I mean, you're one of the more high profile people in your division. How has it been, with people kind of being able to follow, the Rumboyz and knowing that people kind of know what you're thinking going into the draft?
It's kind of dope. And just within my division, they kind of have been like they don't care. Like they're like, you know what? Like my strategy is going to be better than yours. Like, and I'm coming in there, I'm messing with the guys, give them a little razz, like, hey, like watch my show and I'll tell you everything, exactly what I'm gonna do. And they're like, we're still gonna beat you, So I love it. You guys know me. Like I'm very transparent, like with my audience, with all of our followers, that follow the company. I like it. I enjoy it. I know there's some analysts that are like, no, like don't show my mock, like don't put it out there or whatever the case. Like fine, that's on you. Me, I ain't too Hollywood. I don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Oh man. So what are you guys looking at? Kind of this is the last question. What are you guys looking at for, I mean, first off, I think things will slow down a little more. I feel like people will take a little more time. I'm impatient. I'm going to take 5 minutes max on each round when it comes to me. But what are you guys looking to do to improve your teams? Then, for the next few rounds, not to give strategy.
For me, so like I don't care. Like I'm gonna tell you everything. I'm still gonna win. But no, for real. All jokes aside, I wanna probably complete at least one stack. If they let me do both stacks, then I've already won this. Like if they let both happen, I've already won this. I don't care who I get at tight end at that point. I'm like, Logan Thomas, come on, But no, if not, then I'm probably gonna go, receiver, tight end, and then just start loading up on my bench pieces. Once I have for my main starting my main starting 11, that's when I'm just gonna start going bench crazy. And yeah,
How early does Trey Lance go in any draft? I mean, because I think he's a wild card, even more wild card than Fields.
So I've been seeing like sometimes 6. I've been seeing sometimes 8. I've been seeing sometimes as low as 9. I think 9 is the lowest that I've seen.
Wow.
In the Twitter space today. And from the Force chat, I think that was like the lowest. He's gone. If I can grab Lance, I have no problems having him as a QB3 as my third guy. I don't know if I want to rock. Well, I already have my 2 QBs, so yeah, I have no problems rocking with Trey Lance as my third QB. And that's where I get to have a little bit of fun because I do have Ted Hill and Kirk Cousins, So it's like, well, let's fucking gamble,
Oh yeah, if you're going to gamble on that. How about you, Herms?
Oh gosh, it's so unpredictable. I don't know.
You're unpredictable.
That is true. I am very unpredictable. I'm like an animal that's unpredictable. But yeah, the analogy is just an anteater. So look out. But oh gosh, at the rate that this is going, I'm probably gonna have to just like reach on tight end super hard and like it's fine. But yeah, I don't know that, but also at this point, I mean, I really just what I've tried to do this entire time, and I think I've done a pretty good job of, is like
you always do a good job
going super. Like I'm trying to be risk averse and chase volume as much as I possibly can, just because like I know a popular thing to do is just like, oh well, if you want to differentiate and do certain things, it's just like shoot for upside, but like that's just I'm way too nervous about doing that. I can't do it because like I don't know, anybody who's ever played in a league with me just like knows, just like I can't risk it, and I end up just falling on back on like whatever the conservative thing is to do, because like at least probably until round 8 in any given like redraft type scenario or whatever, I'm not gonna get particularly ballsy. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's after that point that it's just like, okay, I can start to get a little funky if I want to, because it's just like I've built a foundation of something that like it's not going to fall apart, because my whole philosophy of playing is just like, okay, well, I understand that fantasy football is like, it's my collection of points versus your collection of points. So as long as I have a very stable collection of points on a weekly basis, like I can take chances later. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take chances too early. So, like, I don't know. I'm just going to play it safe for the next, however, probably 3 rounds. And then after that, I'm getting spicy. I'm probably, honestly, like,
are we getting big time flavor code spicy?
Perhaps.
Caliente, caliente.
Yeah,
I was not paid for that plug. I just straight up did that. We're right at the hour mark. We're chopping that for Bo.
Hey,
we're chopping that for Bo.
Yeah, hot box hot sauce. It's hot and it doesn't come in a box.
Fucking hot.
It is
caliente.
Yeah, and but I don't know. I'm just gonna say it because I don't really care. Who knows? I'm taking a kicker soon. I'm doing it. Okay, I'm doing it because at this point, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose?
Dude,
come on.
Like, you gotta have fun. Like, bro, don't be shocked if I'm like 10th round. Like, you know what? Let's just especially if I have like a really dominant roster, like how I'm saying, like this could potentially play out. Like these dominoes could potentially fall.
Just go full send. Just why not?
Bro, Young Lay Coop or Joey Slot. I might get 2 kickers. I might even say fucking get 2. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like the POC division is fun. It's on fire. Another division I want to shout out is the Migos division. That joint looks fun. Like I've seen Brad Bolt, Raj, Taco TDS. I've seen all those guys tweet about it, and that league looks like it's just bananas. It looks like it's bananas.
I tell you, well, I know for me, one of the things that I want to do, I mean, I want to secure my next quarterback in round 6 or 7. I want to get that. I want to feel good about it. If depending on how good I feel about that guy, I may just hammer receiver for a while because I already got my tight end. I already got my 2 running backs. I may just hammer receiver and just fill up on that. But with the idea that I'm going to have to grab some running backs, and I do want to. Where do you guys stand on a 3rd quarterback?
I think it's safety. If one of your guys get injured, and being that this is such a a premium position, it's safety, and I approve of having 3 quarterbacks. Now, if you ask me in regular fantasy football, am I probably going to say the same thing? No, but it is what it is.
I have a good plan, but I can't say it because I feel like at this rate, if I say it, someone will hear it, and then I won't be able to do it.
But
Mike Mills.
You're becoming a low-key celebrity, so yeah, for you, that's like...
Yeah, so it's so frustrating. But yeah, I mean, I definitely, because of how volatile it is, just, making sure that, because like I got my 2 safe quarterbacks. So at this point, like, I can grab a 3rd dude that's like a little more risky, but even then, like, I still have to be somewhat conservative with it because, I mean, again, like my whole philosophy of just like, oh my God, I don't want to screw up. Like, I let that dictate a lot of, the things that I do, and it's paid dividends. But like, I don't know, like I've already missed out on a few stacks. So I'm still going to try and put one together if I can somehow. But like, just
you don't need to have a stack, okay?
Like,
just like you don't need the 2x multiplier in Mario to like beat the game, but does it help your score? Yes, like it's just kind of.
I mean, it's about getting points. It's about getting points, but yeah, I mean, the stack helps. The stack is sexy because all of a sudden it's like, oh, great, you get Mahomes to Kelsey, which obviously isn't going to happen in ours, but like. But in this format, because they're both going to be 1st round draft picks.
Pat Fitzmaurice got Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Oh,
so wait, Fitzy did that?
Yeah, those are his first 2 picks. Yeah,
spicy.
Oh man, because
love that guy.
That flew under the radar too, and I didn't even notice it until like the 3rd round, and I went back and like looked at the picks and so I was like, wait a minute, and then like connecting the dots, like, oh,
that's such the Patty Fitz savage thing to do. Like
it is.
Like that is just him all over it. I love it. I love it.
It's on brand. It's definitely on brand.
That's
I'm buying him a beer for that. That is a bad man. That is a bad man.
I'm terrified.
Bro, I was kind of hoping that I somehow ended up in a league with him, but I mean, we don't have the same music taste, clearly. So it is what it is.
You can live vicariously through Herms on that front.
Oh, I so am. I'm glad that I'm not in that division.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Like it's more difficult than I thought it would be, and I already thought it was going to be incredibly difficult. So it's just like this is by far the toughest league I've ever been in my entire life.
The one person that had me intimidated in my league, I am not impressed with their team, and they have Justin Fields.
Oh, as the QB1, right?
As the QB1.
Oh yeah, that's
so. Okay. I am completely confident. I'm now worried about the fans that I'm competing against, and I am actually not worried about some of the other analysts. I am worried about Dan Titus. I am competing against Dan Titus for Fantasy Pros. He's got a good squad. So there's a couple of guys that I'm like, all right, like, well, I'll see you on the battlefield. But I mean, once the season kicks off, I mean, it is what it is. It's all she wrote. Just so you guys know, like, you'll probably wrap up your draft like within like maybe 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks. And then make sure you're paying attention to camp. Like, really be paying attention to camp because guys are going to get injured. That happens. It's football.
Oh yes.
And no matter what happens, I've made this joke the entire time. Just based off of being in the REM division. It's just like, that's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight losing this division. It's fine. Like, I know, I know it's happening. So, like, fun. We're playing for fun, baby. Charity. Woohoo!
The fact that I literally like hear the song whenever you make the joke. Like, that's what makes it. Yeah, but that's what makes it a good joke too.
Oh man,
it's a sharp wit.
Mis hermanos, I think we've had a lot of fun. I know, Robbie, you got to get ready for one. I may be jumping on one in a little bit, but Robbie, take us home, brother. Where are they going to find you?
On the Sports Me app. You all should download the Sports Me app. 30-second quick click content. You can debate any analyst, within the industry, anyone that's on the app, even casual fans if you'd like. And you can even ask fantasy football questions. Ask me fantasy football questions on there. Ask me to rate your lineup or rank, receivers or whatever. I'm on there doing that. And rumboyz.com. Yeah.
Oh yes. Herms.
Yes,
with that voice of Herms.
Yes, that's me. Oh, well, you can find me on Twitter at HermsNFL. You can also find the work that I do with The Lateral at The Lateral FF on Twitter. And we have a website, www.thelateralff.com. Tomorrow night, we are doing a mock draft, a live mock draft. Whoa! It's going to be great. It's going to be a great time. Yeah, I think, because we're just going to, like, PPR, I think we're going to try and run through, like, 12 rounds. Just because of, the Lateral show has been, running strong. But we're trying to sprinkle in live shows. At least we're shooting for maybe like once a month, and it will be converted into a podcast. Like I said, the name of it already, The Lateral Show, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, a couple other services I've never heard of, but clearly people use them. So if you're on them, download the podcast, leave reviews if that's possible. I'm not sure. But if you do leave a review, make sure it's a good one because it will boost my self-esteem. So yes. And then, Fridays, Rumboyz After Dark. Come on, baby. Woohoo! And, so just, so shout out Rumboyz, shout out The Lateral, shout out myself, just, of course, always, narcissism, what's up? And then shout out 14 Personnel at 14p_pod. Like those are some good homies. And also shout out you, Jorge. Shout out La Familia.
Definitely shout out La Familia.
Thank you so much for having us. Like, dude, it's always so much fun when we get to do this stuff.
Oh, this is awesome. And I guess, and you know, with redraft season coming up, I'm going to be doing this, grabbing more thieves on here and just, you know, chopping it up, getting, you know, talking trends and what we're going to be doing on there. And yeah, everybody, you could find me at Jorge Martin 17 on Twitter. Also, you could find please make sure to subscribe at YouTube. And also you can find us on Anchor at Google, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Go to familiaffp.com for original content. All our podcasts are on there. And don't forget our Familia FFP Facebook page. Otra vez, Herms, Robbie, mis hermanos. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Everybody who joined in on the chat and the comments, I hope I got everybody's comments up there. That was awesome. Mucho amor to everybody. And remember, everybody, gracias, gracias. Cheers to you. Salud. And remember,
cheers. Joey's smoking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Todos somos familia, everybody. Salud.